You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies.
This is AfterBuzz TV's Big Tips Texas After Show.
We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show.
It's AfterBuzz TV's Big Tips Texas After Show.
Where's our Cotton Eye Joe intro, Phil?
Oh, yeah.
Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
You guys do just fine.
I know, we
Yeah, I
don't
know.
even need it.
We're great singers. Welcome, guys. This is AfterBuzz TV's recap of MTV's Big Tips Texas. Season 1, Episode 3, True Lies. Can't believe we're already in Episode 3, and tonight was only a 30 minutes episode rather than 2 30 minutes back to back.
We got
Interesting.
robbed. Yes.
But, it was interesting because we've been saying that there's been a lot of storylines thrown around and a lot of scenes, and it seemed to me more controlled in tonight's episode. Yeah?
Agree.
Agreed?
Yes. Definitely.
What about you, Scott?
Yeah, I'd say that it was more focused.
More focused, yes. Great, love it. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the Morgan-Amber relationship, because we saw in episode 2 that they kind of rekindled and became friends because of the whole home-wrecking whore thing with Mimi. And, I mean, it's very interesting to see that they held through the entire episode staying friends and remaining friends. And then we found out why Amber took a liking to Morgan, because she has daddy issues.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's why she took a liking to her. I think that's why she doesn't like Mimi.
Yes, they're like
Right.
latching on to each other because they share a general hatred, and so that's making like the friendship.
Yeah, I think Amber needed an excuse to just like her because there was really no reason.
But now what happens, being that they're, cool, but at the same time, Mimi, towards the end of the episode, it looks like she's kind of making up, possibly. I don't know. With the girls.
I don't know.
What happens in that
Tries,
situation?
That poor little girl, but then Morgan is just, oh God, I don't know. We'll get to that part, I guess, 'cause that's at the end.
We got a lot to talk about that.
Yeah,
That was
we
not
do.
expected.
We do have a lot to talk about.
As much as they shorten it, there is so much more to talk about.
Yeah. So that's why I was so bummed after that. I was like, oh, we don't get 30 more minutes of, more of this drama, because it was getting really good.
Yeah, it was.
So because of the fight that happened in the bar with Mimi, the girls get reprimanded by Tiffany. Tiffany then reprimands the veterans as well, including Amber. And she's like, I thought you were classier than that, which I can't believe she threw around the word classier.
Yeah, me
Who's
either.
classy in this show?
I don't know, yeah, when she said that, I was very surprised as well. I was like, your bar is called Redneck Heaven. Like, I don't associate
That's not even the problem, though.
like classy with that word. Yeah.
And mischief is on the sign as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a check every day to make sure that all their parts are still hanging in their outfits, so that way they can go and serve.
Yeah.
Like, classy is not involved.
No.
Fun, party, responsible. You can use responsible. I think that's
Yeah.
a fair one.
Because they're representing their brand,
Yeah.
which they keep saying, which is true. But
I think their brands definitely evolved over time.
after this
Or-
ABC
For sure.
party,
Devolved.
it's definitely
Oh, yeah. Now everyone's...
devolved,
Yeah,
definitely,
devolved
yeah.
over time.
Exactly. And we've talked about it on the show. They were in the news for being body painted. And we saw that night tonight in the show. We'll talk about that later, but I'm very glad everyone now got a taste in their mouth of what it is to see these girls half naked in a restaurant serving food and minnow shots.
Oh my God.
Finally, the rest of the world knows what we're talking about.
Finally, everyone has a taste in their mouth.
Yes.
Of
You
the
know,
minnow.
of the minnow. As disgusting as that sounds.
I mean, that just can't be like good for you. I would like to.
She said it's protein. Amber said.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a great excuse.
More like some toxic waste.
Oh God.
So these girls were fighting in this episode, right? Because of the Mimi situation. Now, what do you guys think about the rumor that went around? Do you think Kristen's just starting trouble?
Oh.
Or, like, what do you think? Why was that rumor even spread in the first place?
Okay, Kristen is just, I can't even talk about her. She is just ridiculous. She, like Mimi said, she said, let's go back to high school and twist my words around. That's exactly what she did. She overheard, and we watched, and they played it back, that she was watching over her, and she said, oh, a cowboy, whatever. And I get that Mimi was being, she didn't need to say all that, but she didn't say anything, like, bad to the point where she screwed his boyfriend or whatever she said.
Yeah, I mean, like, talk about redneck telephone. I mean, this was totally taken to a different level of, what really happened. And yeah, Kristen is completely to blame for it. And then I love it. We'll get to the end when we talk about this. She just sat there and she's like, I don't know where that all came from. I don't know. And it's like, you started it.
Annoyed the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she's looking out for her friend, and maybe because she is, BFF with Morgan, she didn't want Morgan to be on everyone's bad side, so maybe she's helping a friend out and putting the light on somebody else.
Who?
Mimi. Maybe she's making everyone turn against Mimi so that the light's not shined on Morgan.
I guess.
It could be. I mean, maybe she's just trying to move the attention somewhere else.
Which is still wrong.
It's definitely wrong. But, I mean, that could just be, that's my prediction. That maybe that's what's happening.
But she said something in, like, her interviews that she said some word that she was like, did I really say that word or did I not say that word? Like, she was checking with the producers, like, did I really say that?
Really?
Or did I not say that?
Yeah, the 4-letter fornicate word.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. So, I don't know.
Yeah, she doesn't have any memory of what happened.
Because she's like thrives for drama. That's what, and those girls, like, she just wanted the drama. It was fine, like, fun, whatever, and she got it, and it bit her in the ass.
Yeah, and now, like, Mimi's confronting her, and she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's completely denying it, and it's like, roll back the tape. I mean, you started this whole thing, so I don't know.
Such a bad friend to have. You always want your friend to have your back and be able to tell you the truth and come to you with advice, but when someone twists something and is just looking for the drama in every situation, it's, I don't know, it's a shame.
I know we say predictions until the end. I'm going to throw this off. I kind of see that Kristen and Morgan having a little bit of a falling out in future episodes because I think, from hearing Morgan, like, she just wants to get over this and past this. She doesn't care. So I think when she hears that, Kristen really twisted these words, I would hope that she would then call out Kristen and be like, what kind of a friend are you that would create a lie like this about my boyfriend and I?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I would hope that's the case, too, because it's not cool to play redneck telephone and get everyone to, beat this girl on national television. And I actually think Mimi's really awesome for standing up to these girls and saying, speaking her mind. She's not afraid. And I look at her as the most mature one on the show thus far.
Yeah, Mimi doesn't belong there because she's very level-headed.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so true.
For sure.
Yeah, she said, can I talk to you? And, wants to figure this out. And, I mean, yeah, she did get in a fight in the bar, but it's when she was confronted by, was it 3 girls?
Exactly.
On all sides, and she got backed into a corner. But she's pretty level-headed.
But even when Mimi went up to Kristen and said, can I talk to you in the back? Like, she said it normal. There was no attitude. And she was like, are you going to talk to me or are you going to yell at me? Like,
yeah,
really?
like such a childish little game right there. Like, really? I mean, did she approach you in a yelling manner? No, she just asked you if she could talk to you. That, to me, there pointed out that Kristen was scared and she knew that she was getting caught.
Yeah.
So that's why she's just denying.
And so this is why I think Mimi's mature, because she took the initiative to make amends with this girl, Kristen. And also when she spoke to Tiffany, when Tiffany was reprimanding as well, she kind of related to her, saying, you know what, you don't think I know what rumors are? Please, I'm, going out with the guy that runs this bar pretty much, and I know exactly what rumors are circulating when, like, everyone found out about our relationship. So it's nice to see that Tiffany's kind of understanding that girls are just hating on Mimi, and Mimi's trying to be the bigger one. Like, listen, I should not have been beaten down in a club with my coworkers and colleagues, and we're representing this brand.
Yeah, but at the same time, Tiffany isn't taking it upon herself as the manager to, like, sit down with all these girls. Sabrina, is that her name? Sabrina?
Which one?
Sabrina is the
'Cause
one
she was
that
involved. Yeah.
yeah, she's the one who's just like mentoring the whole thing, and it's not even
trying
her,
to get them to
make
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And,
And-
Tiffany made it clear in the first episode that hazing happens, and you just have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And now she's not okay with
But
it.
is
with
this
the girls picking on her.
hazing? Is this really minnow shots are hazing?
Minnow shots are hazing.
At
but
this point,
is
it's
a-
not hazing. It's like bullying.
It's,
I
and it's
But
hazing
if you-
outside the bar. Is that different? I mean,
If
I
you
would
allow
imagine.
if you allow hazing in the first place, then it's going to snowball.
yeah.
See, I was thinking that Tiffany's not bringing the girls together to figure it out because she wants them to figure it out for themselves. And as adults, be able to handle the situation on their own. She doesn't need to babysit them through the entire process.
Clearly, she does though, because they keep getting in fights in bars.
She does, but she shouldn't have to. And I think that's what her mentality is going into the situation.
She's babysitting Tinker.
Tinker.
Tinkerbell.
Tinkerbell.
I
Ty
don't
Fanny
know.
and Tinkerbell. Ty Fanny.
To me,
Typhani.
It just seems like she's bringing people aside separately and wants them to figure it out on their own. I don't know. That's my take on it. So, what did you guys think about the ABC night? Anything but clothing?
Wow. I will say I was surprised when we read the news article. I thought it was all the girls who weren't,
And that's
In
what I was
clothes.
gonna say.
but it was really only the two girls. It was
Jillian.
Jillian
And
and was it Sabrina? She had like
Yeah.
a ladybug
Yeah.
on her.
I saw Jillian
Front.
for sure was body painted.
and
Yeah.
Sabrina. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Sabrina too? Yeah, see, I was thinking the same thing. Jen, it's funny you pointed that out. So my question is, when did they start filming with MTV for the show? And when was the news article published? Because if you Google Redneck Heaven and the news about it, you will see pictures and images of mostly all of the girls in body paint.
Gabby, good luck trying to get people to go find nude pictures online.
All they need to do is type in Redneck Heaven and news.
I don't think it's going to happen as much as
I
you
just did it.
are requesting people do it. It's probably not going to follow through. It's probably not
Well,
going to happen.
hopefully we can post up a picture for everyone to check out later on AfterBuzz. But
Yeah.
literally
Did I
everyone
sense
was
some sarcasm there.
what?
Oh.
Scott?
People looking for nude images on the internet?
I think there are some
Well-
guys here who would volunteer to do that wonderfully.
They probably already done.
I just think
Yeah.
that's crazy that she is saying she wants to represent this brand, be classy, and she's letting her workers be naked in a bar.
I mean, she literally had to tell them, you guys can't let your, booty show.
Show. Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to get arrested for prostitution because the cops found out we're doing ABC night.
But
What?
body paint is fine. Body paint
Yeah.
is absolutely fine. Just
Mm, my
doesn't make any
goodness.
sense to me.
Well, I think they think it's an art, and so it's still okay.
Yeah.
It's art if you're in a museum and
But I think there's
But
like
there's
a law.
alcohol involved.
People are buying tickets to come see
Yeah.
you.
What shocked me the most was how not filled to the rafters the place was.
Yes, that's such a good point.
For anything but clothing night, and it's in town, and you know about it. And
I think
there's
they
two girls
reshot that.
serving. But where are all these guys? Where were they? How are these
They're
guys
eating
not?
taking some minnow shots.
They're all in the hospital from too many minnow shots.
That could be the case.
No, because there was like a serious issue where they weren't allowed to do the body paint thing anymore. That's why it was in the news. And so I feel like they reshot this. And that's
Oh,
why most of
that's
the
a
girls were
good
wearing
point.
bikinis. Yeah, I don't
Ooh.
think that, because they kind of had to talk about ABC night because that was what they're known for in the media before the reality show came out.
Yeah, but then if they couldn't have done it, why did two of them do it?
Well, I don't know, maybe they thought they could get away with it.
But
Not
you
sure.
know, it's not really ABC night because it was Morgan and like a couple other girls who were actually wearing like clothes as bottoms. And like thank God they were. But I mean, they were wearing clothes. So I don't know.
So false advertising. is what
Thank
you're
you.
saying.
Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth.
And
yes.
Mimi had rope around her,
Yes!
which seemed really uncomfortable. Why
Yeah.
would you want to put rope against your flesh?
Yeah.
I didn't even understand what that costume meant.
I don't understand what any of the costumes meant. I don't think there's
We
going to
can-
be any guy like,
we
you know,
can
a really
under-
good artistic choice you made.
We can understand the caution tape though. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, I mean,
It
that's
was.
like a generic, costume.
Yeah.
I've
Right.
seen that before. Just not on a naked person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think you're right, Gabby. I think that, like they reshot this. They had to.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And where was Tinker? Tinker doesn't show up
He's
for
never
ABC
there.
night?
Tinker
Something's
doesn't.
going on
He's
with
too
Tinker.
old for this.
Is that what it is?
I'm telling you, Typhani is running the joint, and Tinker is like doing something else on the side.
Well, she probably doesn't want her boyfriend looking at these girls up and down. She probably gets insecure.
Yeah, because she met him at work and he could drop her and like go
date
with
someone
anybody.
else,
Yeah. So she keeps him locked up at home.
Yeah, she's like, you don't need to come. She probably calls him ABC nights on another night
Oh,
just to get at him.
crafty.
But I mean, this is what this bar is known for. They do it once a year. It's like their big event. They literally brought in a body paint artist to do the work, and then everyone else had like self-made costumes that they pulled out from Michael's. I don't know.
And they show a passage of time, so they show the stock shot from outside where they show the parking lot in the front of the place. There's 3 motorcycles out front, and that's it. Like there's
Really?
there's
Oh my
not just tons
goodness.
of cars where you go. Again, giving it the feeling of where is everybody? This is anything but clothing
Yeah.
night. It
Right.
should be a line out the door.
Would you have been there, Scott?
Where's
I don't know. Oh, wait, this is a museum I'm going to?
No.
Yeah.
'Cause it's very artsy?
Redneck Heaven.
I don't know. I mean, Texas is a long drive, so I mean, who's to say really? Gas prices these days.
Well, where's Jenny? Isn't she the new marketing coordinator?
Yeah,
for
see, this
Redneck
is what I'm
Heaven?
saying. This is
Where
all
is she?
staged
Yeah.
because she's not even here.
Jenny?
Yeah,
Isn't
the
that
girl
her
that got
name?
hired.
The big corporate wig that they
I
brought
don't
in.
even remember her name.
Well, probably because she
Yeah.
had to show up in anything but clothing. She wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
She probably decided to stay home that night
Oh my
for her own sake because she looked so professional when she walked in, like she didn't belong, you know? It was interesting. So at this ABC night, they also made all the 3 guys in the bar take minnow shots. And Amber's literally fishing for minnows in the fish tank. Like, how much more redneck do you get?
With her bare
With her
hands.
bare hands.
And did you all notice that the net was right there? Like she could have grabbed the
Yes.
net
Yes,
and
she
been a
did.
She
little
was
more
holding it in her
sanitary.
other hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
She was holding it
I
in her
did
left
not
hand
catch
and was
that.
fishing with her right hand and just went, I can do this, and then got one within a couple of tries.
Back to the Morgan and Amber situation.
I knew you were going to go there. I know what you were going to say.
What am I gonna say?
The bitch face.
Bitch
We're on the
face.
same
That was so
page.
funny. I was laughing because she was like, "What did she even say?" I got a new nickname for you, Morgan. Bitch face. And she was, no, but in a nice way.
Yeah. And Morgan's like, fine. She just like owned it. Was like,
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
And then they got in the confessional together, and they were like, she's like, "This is bitch face," and she's like, "Pat my weave" or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Bye, Felicia. What do they say?
Wait, yeah, and
Yeah,
all
that's
our
right.
fans, thank you, fans,
Yeah.
for telling us what
Oh,
that was from. We
Yes, someone
appreciate it.
tweeted me that out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
from
was
the
great.
movie Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yep. So
Thank
we
you guys.
appreciate all your comments. We read them, so it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so the bitch face thing, I thought that for a second there, I thought Morgan was gonna freak out on Amber and there was gonna be a fight
I'm so
because
glad.
of her. I mean, you saw the bitch face come out even when she said bitch face. So
Her eyebrow went up. She's like,
she
Yeah.
was like
Well-
not sure about that comment,
yeah.
but then she accepted it.
In case any of our viewers didn't see it, can you ladies do your best bitch face for the camera now?
Sure. Do you want to start, Gabby?
Okay, there's
Oh.
Gabby's bitch face.
Oh, there's Jen's.
Jen's bitch face.
All right, here's mine.
I don't know.
Oh, Mackenzie's bitch face.
Ooh, get out of here.
Scott.
Scott,
Okay.
do your
Oh,
bitch
Scott.
face.
Yeah.
My bitch
I
face.
love that bitch face. Keep
Like
doing
that.
it.
I know,
That
right?
was nice.
That's so funny.
So, that bitch face came out more than once at ABC night, and like we were talking about before, Mimi had a confrontation with Kristen about what went on and the rumor, and bitch face came out because Morgan randomly
Oh.
interrupted their personal
Comes-
conversation.
Come sit down, just barges in. Sits
Didn't
down.
say anything like, "Hi, I'd like to talk about this too," or
No.
anything like that. No, just came in, sat down,
Yeah.
and with bitch face on.
And then she says, "You know, I don't care about the chance thing. Whatever. It's your attitude." And she goes,
Yes.
"But I've never been told I've had an attitude before. What am I doing?" And she goes, "Just the way you move is bitchy." Like,
And is that not a bitchy comment?
and she
Totally.
said that, and she was like, "Okay, I can't take this." Like,
And walked away.
and walked
Yeah.
away. I can't take this. Like, Morgan, come on.
Yeah, and poor Mimi is just sitting there like, where did this come from? Like left field. You know, I thought we were talking about your boyfriend. Now all of a sudden it's my attitude. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
don't
can't
know.
win.
She can't. That's exactly what it
okay,
is.
once again, here is Mimi getting, drilled by all the girls. Where's Macy? I thought those two were like neck and neck friends, and
Best
Macy
friends,
just
yeah.
is
She's
like,
She might be stuck in a mini fridge or something.
I
like
think
that.
so. Maybe she's
Small.
in the minnow tank. You know?
Macy's fake.
Amber was trying to fish her out.
Yeah, totally.
Macy's not real. She's not down for the cause.
She's fake. I'm sorry. I don't think she's a real friend to Mimi,
No.
and I'm feeling bad because Mimi doesn't have anybody, except for Typhani, but she's clearly like not even a
I love how she literally
great
nonchalantly says
manager. I love that. Like last week we were talking about it and I was saying like typhoony, and then today I saw it again. I'm like, no, it's Ty Fanny. I love it.
That's a great nickname.
Isn't it a great nickname?
Well, I have a nickname because I write it down every time I see this girl. Gabby, can you read my mind?
For who? Who's the nickname for?
Claire.
Claire? I don't even remember who that is.
Yeah. Who's
Okay,
Claire?
lip
I
rings.
forget.
I write it down.
Oh,
I
lip
literally
rings.
have it
Oh,
like
come
parentheses
on.
every time.
If I knew who you were talking about, I might have been able to find
You
her.
probably would.
Yeah. And she's a good friend of Tiffany. And, you know, we saw them in that scene where, you know, Tiffany broke down in tears, was like, you guys got to stop making Redneck look so bad.
Yeah, because
And-
she's afraid of losing them as friends, which, hello, again, unprofessional.
Totally
Yeah.
unprofessional. I'm like, you know, yeah, she's afraid of losing him as friends, but also like, you know, she's banging the boss. She's got to make sure the big bucks keep rolling in.
There's nothing professional about Redneck Heaven. Let's
No.
just put it out there like that. And she's literally, as a boss, coming to them and telling them she's upset because she doesn't want to lose them as friends for, like, putting them in their place.
But that's what a
I-
manager does. And if they respect you as a manager and are
Yes.
your friends, then they'll respect that and say, you know what, I'm sorry. We apologize and going forward.
I just don't get why Tiffany doesn't. She seems like she dresses great when she goes there. She is always looking cute in the bar. Why doesn't she put them in little crop tops, you know, still showing their bellies, have Redneck Heaven on it, and they have like just generic jean shorts on?
Yeah, like
Like,
how
why don't-
all the other establishments are, like Hooters and
Yeah.
all those other, you know, there's one in Long Island, I forget what it's called, but they were like work boots and jean shorts and like a
Yeah.
checkered shirt. I
That
think.
would be
that's
so
cute.
cute.
Or like a tank top. Yeah, it's adorable. So like stuff like that.
Because they are. They're wearing
normal.
like these little like I don't know raggedy things, and I don't know. It's just not working. And that's
It's like,
why-
yeah, their sense of fashion is not on point either.
No, yeah.
Definitely not on
The makeup
point.
thing comes back up again. Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, I
When
think
in doubt, just add more and more eye makeup.
more and more black eyeliner.
It's so
Just make
intense,
an
like-
oval
lot.
around your eye of black and under as well.
Yeah, I'm not a fashionable guy, as the viewers can tell, but it's just too much. It's so much makeup, and I know I told you guys before. I always get the names wrong. Kristen.
Yes.
Kristen is caked in makeup. It is so much makeup
Yes,
on her
and
face.
it makes her look older than she really is.
It
Like,
does.
It really does.
You know who has the worst makeup though?
I know who you're gonna say.
Who am I gonna say,
mine
Mackenzie?
reads.
Sabrina.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she's got bad makeup.
Wow, we're on the same
We are
page
good.
tonight.
Oh, and tonight she had these like little bedazzled jewels right
I was
here.
I
on
was
her crow's
thinking.
Yeah.
feet.
Imagine that being right there. You're blinking. Like, are they stabbing your eyeball? Like, what is going
I
on?
mean, I've done that before, but like for Halloween or
not
something.
that close to your eye.
Oh.
That was literally on
She's
her eye.
one episode away from looking like an old-timey crook with just like painting it black around her eyes and a band around there.
That's good.
And
yeah.
you know what? Did anyone notice Jillian's makeup at the pool?
Yes.
That was pretty bad also.
Yes, Jillian's makeup was.
She
yeah.
had thick eyeliner and they're outside in the sun. Like, that's going to melt off your face.
She'll just add more.
Yeah.
Just paint it
That's
back
so
on
true.
over it.
But all those women have a lot of makeup on. Like I noticed when, like, you know, Tiffany was talking about, you know, getting on the girls. I just was like, wow, your makeup is so much darker than your natural skin tone. And like, I know when you're on TV, you got to wear a little bit more, but this was so obvious. It was like caked on.
Remove a layer before you add a layer.
Yeah, but maybe that's a Texas thing. Is that what they do in
No,
Texas?
I have a lot of friends here from Texas and they're gorgeous and they don't do that. They're naturally pretty.
Okay.
You know, and they wear makeup like us, I
Okay.
think. But you guys watch, because if they have a second season, mark my words, they're going to have makeup artists by then.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they'll have the budget.
They'll
for
figure
sure.
it out. I mean, it might still stay a little Jersey-licious, but at the same time, I think they'll figure out how to do their makeup in a more appropriate manner, maybe.
yeah.
Let's keep our fingers
don't know.
crossed.
So
Yeah.
should we talk about Amber and her dad?
Yeah, I think
Yes.
we should talk about Amber and her
'Cause
dad.
that was pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think, Mackenzie? Amber and her dad. What was that about?
You know, it's just a typical. Her
I'm
dad,
sorry, I have to interrupt everyone right now. Phil, I'm gonna murder you.
Oh my
The
god.
deadbeat Phil killed off of our wall before we started is on my paper. And if I touched it, I'm gonna like seriously cry right on air.
Oh my gosh.
Phil!
Oh my
to
god,
the
this is the
rescue.
best episode
Phil,
ever.
goodbye. I'm so gross. I am not a redneck girl at all. That is so
No, because
disgusting.
where are all those redneck internet girls, they like eat this stuff, you know? Like,
Oh my god, it's literally a
There we go.
bee, like
it's
squished.
right there.
Everybody,
my
youtube.com
God.
/
Yes.
AfterBuzz TV to watch this episode. To see this all
Gabby's
unfold.
crying, so her makeup might be running.
It's okay.
Bugs.
It's okay. It's okay.
Phil,
I need a
think
theme song. I need like a theme song for my heroism.
Yes, you
Phil,
do.
I think it's only fair that you
Batman.
come in and show your bitch face.
Superman theme song.
Phil,
Play
we need
that.
to see your bitch face after all that.
Thank you.
I'm the
okay.
face of the company. They know. They know.
Oh god, that was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I hope I didn't touch that. Anyways, Mackenzie, take it away.
Comment below if
Back to
Gabby touched
scheduled
it.
programming.
Yes.
Yeah, seriously.
Sorry for the interruption, folks. Back to
regular programming.
God, I'm like crying over here. So I think it's just typical. It's just typical. Typical Gabby over here. So it's just typical. Like her dad cheated on her mom, you know, and she hates it. But I wouldn't if that happened in my family, I would be mad at both of them.
Yeah, we need to talk about that because clearly her dad had something to do with the affair. So in the lunch meeting, she's just blaming the woman, the homewrecker. But I was like, but your dad left your mom and went with this woman, like, and you're not mad at him? He doesn't take any responsibility for this? So, I mean, that just seemed really off.
Correct me if I'm wrong. She did say, I thought, that she was mad at him for the woman that he cheated with.
Yes.
Didn't say anything about mom.
No, I'm sorry. What I was saying was that, like, she, in the conversation, seemed
Right.
to put all the blame on the girlfriend.
On the other
Yeah,
woman.
that she hates the woman.
Yeah, but
Right.
she doesn't hate her dad.
Right, who's
was just as guilty.
clearly an active participant in
Totally.
the entire thing.
Yeah.
But this is where a lot of people go wrong in relationships. If someone cheats, they always get mad at that other girl. Or if someone's staring, you know, looking them up and down, checking them out. If the boyfriend does that, the girl still gets mad at the other girl. And I always find that crazy because
me
you should
too.
control your boyfriend, and your boyfriend needs to be the one that sets the boundaries. Because that's your relationship. She's not a part of it. She came in as a second, you know, leftover thing. I
Yeah,
don't know.
and if you are in boyfriend girlfriend terms, you know, if you are getting mad at the girl, then clearly there's issues deeper than
Yes.
Yeah, I think she's really mad at her dad. It's not about the homewrecker. She's mad at her dad that her dad would do something like this because clearly it seems like they have a really nice relationship. They seem very close. They seem a lot alike. And
Oh yeah,
look a lot
Two peas in a
alike.
pod.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, they really do.
they do.
They act alike too. The way that he was.
He's like yelling at girls in the restaurant.
checking
Is that
them
a
out.
bachelorette party? Like
The
she's
only
like,
difference
"Dad."
is he kept his shirt on throughout the entire meal,
That
which
is-
she tends to not do.
that was
That's true.
I think in the lunch meeting, she was looking for validation from her father. That, you know what, honey, I'm sorry. Or like she needs something from him to, you know, mend over that situation. So she's not taking it out on these girls like Mimi and other situations in her own life because she's just projecting how she feels in that.
Yeah, that's so true. And like, I also noticed, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I also noticed that like in the end, I was really moved by how she was like, you know, this is something I need to deal with and it's something that I need to come to terms with and get over and move on from there. Is that what you were going to say? Did you notice that?
well, I was gonna say something else, but that's totally right too. I was gonna say it did help her somewhat because she does say to whoever, if she's cool with me, I'm cool with her about Mimi later.
Yes.
So she kind of, and then she does say, you know, I need to prove to Tiffany that I'm bigger and better than this or whatever it was, away from the drama. So she did get something out of the meeting with her dad, but
Seems like she had a big aha moment, as they say in Oprah. Meaning, like she
Yes.
grew and she had a big aha moment.
Yeah.
We should be clapping. She might be the first person to like get some maturity.
I'll give you a card.
In I'm blanking on the name of the restaurant.
Redneck Heaven.
Thank you.
Oh.
Sorry. Blonde moment.
So
Yeah. Do you have any other comments about that situation
No.
or no?
No.
Okay. So what, Mackenzie?
So let's move on.
She is so funny. She's just rolling tonight. Well, what did you guys think about the overall episode? How was it for you with the 30 minutes packed in there?
What about you, Scott?
I think it was good. It is more focused. You do get to just have the one story It is confusing that we've been watching for 3 weeks now, and I don't know what's going to happen next week. Is it going to be an hour again? Is it going to be a half hour again? So it'd be nice to have the consistency, but if they're going to go this route, keep going this route.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm glad that they only did it for 30 minutes because I'm really intrigued to see what happens with Morgan and Kristen and Mimi. I was disappointed that it was only an hour, but honestly, like, I just want to, like, go home and see all the sneak peeks for next week and find out what happens because that fight was crazy.
I'm just so shocked at Morgan. Like, if she was my friend, I'd be like, what are you thinking? She freaked out on Mimi. It was nuts. But, I mean, I thought the overall episode was great. They are doing a great job with the show.
I think these girls are surprising me every week. It's like one week I like one, the next week I'm a fan of the other one, because they just do not play their part in each episode the same way. One's a bitch one week, one's not. Because I originally loved Morgan. Now she's a bitch.
Yes.
And even Amber admits it, you know? So it's just
now
interesting
Amber,
to see the characters develop.
Yeah. Now Amber we're kind of like liking more, and we didn't at first. And just, it's funny. But it's good because it's not like the generic episodes, like, you know.
Yeah, and I guess these characters aren't too boring, right? Because they're keeping us interested and they're changing the dynamic each week we're watching.
I really like it because we don't know what are they going to have next week. It was Tinker's party, then the ABC party. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Boats, and it's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it looks like they're all going out to dinner next week.
Oh, yes, like
That's
a
what
Real
the
Housewives.
preview-
But let's save that for predictions, you guys. And we're not
Okay.
going to get into that yet because
Hold that button.
Yeah, I
Yes.
wanted to say something. Are we mentioning the jail thing? Are we going to do that?
Oh, yeah.
So that's news and
Phil,
gossip.
are you going to be pulling up a picture for us or no? Okay.
AfterBuzz TV News.
So I'm going to let you handle this in a second, but tonight we heard somebody mention on the show that I'm out on bail, so I don't want to get involved in anything like that. But, you know, relating to the fighting and arguing and stuff. You want to take it away?
So we looked a little further, and we found that Amber has a rap sheet, and she has been arrested 3 separate times. Once in 2011, once in 2012, and once in 2013 when she forgot to show up for her bail hearing, which I think we were talking about before.
Right, yeah, she's on bail.
So we found the pictures. I don't know if you can pull them up, but you got them? Okay, so I was just blown away because how old is she? Probably like 23, 24, and she's been arrested like 3 times.
We still haven't looked up the ages. I'm going to do that for next week.
Again, classy is not a vocabulary word we should be using to describe any of the girls that work at Redneck Heaven.
No, nor should we ask Jillian about a word to use because she has a very small vocabulary. as she pointed out.
She meant that.
She doesn't know the difference between foreplay and role play.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, that's right. That was so funny when she said that. I was like, really? Like, any of these girls think, my gosh.
But
Well,
arrested
maybe
once a year. I mean, it's now an annual thing
yeah.
for Amber.
Well, maybe Amber will learn a few words in jail. I'm just kidding. Phil, can you please pull up the picture so we can show the people watching what that is?
Cool.
We don't see it, but I'm sure it will be
guys
there for
see
you
it.
guys.
But you guys are
Yeah.
seeing it,
Yeah.
so that's good.
for later on.
Hollywood magic.
Let us know what you guys think of the situation. If you knew that she was actually arrested, what for, or if you think this is crazy and you are shocked like we are.
If you were involved somehow.
Yeah, maybe if you were involved, let us know too. We'll get the
If
exclusive
this
scoop.
happened to you, that'd
Yeah.
be nice to know
Did she
too.
force minnows down your throat? Like what
Ooh.
happened?
Yeah.
And you know how you can do that? By commenting and rating on iTunes. Please let us know your thoughts because it keeps our lights on when you do that. Definitely check out the iTunes page. Let's get into predictions, you guys, because I want to hear what you think is going to be upcoming and
now,
what you're expecting.
Your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Scott Narver.
Scott, you go first.
My predictions. All right. I predict that there will be an episode where we will actually feel bad or sympathy or feel good for Tiffany. That she will finally have some sort of, or Tiffany, or Tipani, that she will just have a realization and be a more down-to-earth, responsible boss that will talk to the girls in a respectful way. But it's still a ways off.
Okay. I wanted to know about Morgan and Chance's relationship. We know it's good and blah, blah, but I don't really know if he's if he's in it as much as she is, because she's kind of crazy. So I think, but he's normal. Like I mentioned that when we were watching, like he's really normal. So I want to see how that relationship plays out. I'm kind of iffy about it now. So.
Well, okay. I gave an earlier prediction, and I actually had another prediction as well. I think Amber's gonna get fired. I just think her and Tiffany are gonna have a massive falling out, and Amber's gonna get fired.
Do you think she'll get rehired?
Oh, of course. 'Cause
Okay,
they're
yeah, 'cause they
friends.
can't get her off the show. She's too entertaining.
No, but like
Yeah.
that will be the cliffhanger at the end of the season.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I keep predicting stuff that's going to happen at the end of the season. I'm so sorry, you guys. Not for next episode.
No, it's still interesting.
Yeah.
I think that Amber's going to get fired.
I want to tune in just to see if your prediction's right
I do too.
and on point. Well, I'm thinking that, I mean, we saw a clip of her boyfriend, like you said, McKenzie. I think that they both love each other, but he has some concerns. And I don't think he wants her working at Redneck Heaven anymore based on his comment to her. He told her to pretty much quit. So that's going to be interesting to see and why he doesn't feel okay with her working there. You know, because he seems like a really classy stand-up guy. And she's, you know, we've seen in later episodes, a little more on the wild side.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, that should be interesting. And then we also see the girls argue again at dinner. And I think we've seen clips of that before, but I really want to see what the argument's about.
Yeah, I let's predict who it's to. We know
Yeah,
it's
let's do
Amber.
that.
I think it's Morgan. Morgan and Amber.
Morgan and Amber.
Let me see. I'm gonna say they go after Mimi again.
What do you say?
Mimi.
May. Oh, man. I don't know, but I think Amber is going to start sticking up for the new girls and going after the veterans. So I would say maybe Claire. Amber's going to go after Claire.
Interesting.
That's an out there
Lip rings?
prediction.
What?
Lip rings.
Lip
Lip
rings.
rings.
All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed our after show. We will be back next week. I know it's late, but if you stay up, great. If not, watch us on YouTube the next day or iTunes, and then you can comment and rate as well. Where can we find you guys?
You can find me at Curtain Jerks on Twitter, and you can also watch Gabby and myself on WWE Main Event, also on AfterBuzz.
You can find me on Twitter at McKenzie Fayne and on Monday nights Bar Rescue.
You can find me on Twitter at Jen LaForte.
And you can find me on Twitter at Gabrielle_Loren or Instagram at GabbyLO87. Until then, take a minnow shot, and we will see you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Minnow you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.